and welcome to the finish line room here at Los Alamitos Racecourse as we are about to embark on the biggest weekend of racing on the year, and I'm not talking about the daytime. It's when the lights go on. It is Champion of Champions and Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity coming up, and today we will be drawing post positions. Dave Weaver, I'm Mike Joyce, and Dave, what a monstrous weekend of racing we have before us.
Yeah, you know, you start the year off in January and you have all these horses trying to get spots into the Champion of Champions. There were 5 that filled and then 5 that came out of the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors Trials. Everybody's got a chance in this year's Champion of Champions, but we will have a heavy favorite. The defending champ, Heza Dasha Fire, is back.
There's no exaggeration to say that the Champion of Champions is hands down the hardest race to win in the sport of American quarter horse racing. That is why, in its history, no race has been as influential as the Champion of Champions for declaring the world champion American quarter horse, and 2015 was no exception.
So we know the order in which the connections will be selecting. Each trainer or owner, whoever is going to come up, is going to pick their spot in the gate, and when we get to the end, somebody's going to get stuck with whatever post is available. Who's last, by the way? Right Regal.
Right Regal will have no selection to make. They will just take whatever's left. AJ's High will have the most selections to make. Dave, do you want to assume the position of dutiful reporter and try and corral some of these ladies and gentlemen for some post-draw comments?
Heading on over.
All right. So, everyone, you can see to my right we have the selection order. This was done by random draw earlier today in the racing office, much like a normal post position draw. So this is the order in which the connections will select their post position, and you can see to the right of that you have, or to the left of that I should say for you, the Champion of Champions post position, $600,000 purse, but it's far more than money that is on the line. So without further ado, we are going to begin this process. The connections of AJ's High are on the clock. Charlton Hunt and Michael Teal, the trainer and owner. Source coming off the Challenge Championship victory here on Bank of America night, Dave, on October 29th.
Huge effort. And he's been up in the top 10 all year long, so it really was no surprise that he was going to run a big race that night, although he got sent off at odds of 5-1. So where are we going to go here? 1 through 10. See where AJ's High is going to end up. And we're going for post position number 9.
What do you make of that, Dave? That's a pretty safe spot.
Well, you know, now you know you're going to have one to your outside. I was wondering if perhaps AJ's High would go 9, 10, 7, 8. I figured they were going to go somewhere towards the outside. A great spot, though. You want to be towards the outside part of the track if you can get it.
All right, Mr. Castleman and the Lucky 7 Ranch are on the clock as Sass Me Blue, 4-year-old filly by Valiant Hero, winner of the Millie Vessels, Dave.
Yeah, and the only filly in this year's field, coming off of that head victory over Just Good Reason back on September the 25th. So she is going to come in here very, very fresh, and Mike will go directly to the outside, post position number 10 with Sass Me Blue.
Up next on the clock, the house horse, Ed Allred, Scott Willoughby, the connections of He Looks Hot, such a talented horse. Won the Deuce as a 2-year-old and then 2 colic surgeries at age 3, but back at age 4 and looking as good as ever, Dave.
Oh, an unbelievable race last time out. 20.18 for the 440 yards. He Looks Hot. Didn't have a very good chance from the rail after a slow start in the Invitational Championship, but he showed what he could do last time out in the Neutrina Stakes. Scott Willoughby goes with post 8.
Up next, Heat Warning, one of those horses to come out of the Z. Wayne Griffin trials that you were mentioning for Matt Fales, Carolyn and Ralph Fales, the owner. Heat Warning was, he's 0 for 4 in 2016. Realistically, though, he's going to need a lot of luck.
Well, he's going to be probably the longest shot on the board. He's the 5th qualifier from the 5 horses on trial night. And Big Matt Fales going right towards the middle part of the racetrack. Post number 5 for Heat Warning.
He's a Dash of Fire on the clock now. The defending champion, winner of the 2015 Champion of Champions, is Kathy Minnelli. One of the owners here comes up to select the post position. No stretch to say, Dave, this might be the best American quarter horse in training.
Oh, he's something that's just sensational every time out on the racetrack. His only losses this year came to the late, great Moonist, and He's a Dash of Fire will go in post number 7. Last year he won from post position number 10.
The 6th selection goes to the connections of Forget It. I've been told that agent Frank Casada will be selecting the post position. It's horse second in the Z. Wayne Griffin trials behind Right Regal.
Yeah, and Forget It used to be trained by Jaime Gomez last year, but has done very, very good for the new connections, and making it into the Champion of Champions is a great accomplishment.
A hot horse here for Rosa, Zoomin for Spuds with the 7th selection. By the way, we've gone in order from the outside in at this point, but Zoomin for Spuds has 3 consecutive victories here at Los Alamitos coming into the Champion of Champions.
Yeah, he's a 3-year-old that he just is nails. A quick breaker that can finish very powerfully. He'll get his first opportunity since the trials to the All-American Futurity as a 2-year-old to go 440 yards. Post position number 4 for Zoomin for Spuds.
Militarist, kind of a late bloomer, Dave, but when this horse figured it out, he's a 3-year-old gelding now. He has truly improved, and last time out, a big second in those Z. Wayne Griffin trials.
Yeah, and he was also a fast-closing second in the Golden State Derby. Comes flying late every time. He broke pretty well last time out and was a strong qualifier through the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors Trials. He should love the 440-yard distance. Mike Castleman is going to go with post position number 3, which leaves just the 2 inside spots.
Are you noticing a pattern here, Dave? We've gone from the outside
in.
Yeah. Big Lou, the penultimate selection for Mike Robbins and the Reliance Ranch, won the Los Alamitos Super Derby last time out.
Yeah, that was a very rich race, $770,000, and Mike is going to go to post position number 2. Mike, come on over here real quick. I want to ask you a quick question because this is a race that has to be near and dear to your heart. You won it a few years back. When was that?
It was a long time ago.
It was 1981, 82, somewhere in there.
Let's see. Won it 81 and 84, I think, with Dash's Dream, and then 91 with Special Leader.
Well, you're back. How's it feel to be back in the Champion of Champions? It's a race that has to mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it does. It's cool. I enjoy this race. It's a lot of good horses here this year, and it's always a nice race to win.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you.
To win, of course, it's a great race to win. Big Lou is going to be probably mid-price on Ed Burgart's morning line, which Mike will get from you in just a moment.
And Right Regal with the last selection, Jose Flores making his way up to the placard. I think he's going to take post 1. Call it a hunch, Dave. We're also going to have Jose talk to you as well. Right Regal, he has been on fire in 2016. 7 victories, won the El Primero del Año Derby, won the Golden State Derby, second in the Super Derby to Big Lou, and then qualified by that Z. Wayne Griffin performance. And Jose standing by with Dave.
Yeah, I'll get to ask Jose about a couple of horses here. We'll begin with the 3-year-old. You know, he tried to win the Super Derby as well, didn't, so you had a choice. You either stay against 3-year-olds or you wheel him back on very quick rest. He came back in 7 days, but that move paid off for you.
Yeah, I did. He just, like I told Mr. Urshel and Downey Knight, I told him this horse is just as fast as he has heart. So he came back and just got it done for us, and now he's in the big race.
What about Heza Dasha Fire to win this race last year and then be back as the big favorite? How's he doing?
He's doing fine, and hopefully he can repeat, and we can have a good night.
All right, Jose Flores with 2 chances, Mike, in this year's Champion of Champions, but with the big favorite, Heza Dasha Fire.
And, Dave, I'm joined on the podium now by Ed Burgart, the voice of Los Alamitos and the best morning line odds maker in the game. And that goes for thoroughbred, quarter horse, standardbred, or anybody that has pari-mutuel wagering. And he's standing by with the morning line right now. First of all, does the draw change anything for you, Ed?
Not really. There's one horse that stands out as far as a short price favorite goes. And I pretty much had a feeling how the race might be drawn earlier when the Connections had the draw at 10 o'clock this morning to find out who was going to select post. So the 1 hole obviously would have affected my morning line had the favorite drawn the 1 hole, but otherwise it's pretty solid.
Do we need to even ask who the favorite is? Because it seems fairly obvious at this point in time with the resumes they bring to the table.
Well, I originally had Heza Dasha Fire at 20-1, but I dropped him down to 3-5. So Heza Dasha Fire is going to be the 3-5 morning line favorite.
All right, let's go through the morning line, all the horses, Ed, and where they're going to be.
Okay, we'll go in post position order. Right Regal, who's won 2 derbies this year, I have at 20-1. Big Lou coming off that win in the Los Alamitos Super Derby at 15-1. And Militarist, a horse who's been crying out for 440 yards, was second in the Golden State Derby, 15-1. Looking for his 6th stakes win of the year, I believe, is Zoomin for Spuds. Was impressive in the Z. Wayne Griffin Directors Trial First Division. Got him at 12-1. And Heat Warning, I have to lay the morning line the way I think the public's going to bet the race. 30-1 on Heat Warning. And Forget It, who won 3 derbies here last year. I've got Forget It at odds of 30-1. Then Heza Dasha Fire. We already discussed the defending world champion, 3-5. He looks hot, who won the Vessel's Maturity and beat Heza Dasha Fire in the 2014 Los Alamitos 2 million at 6-1. AJ's High, who really impressed me in the Bank of America Challenge Championship, I have at 4-1. And Sesame Blue, who won the Mildred Vessels Memorial, at 20-1.
So there you have it. The field is set, the post positions and the morning line out for the 2016 Champion of Champions, including the 3-5 favorite, the defending world champion and winner of the 2015 Champion of Champions. Heza Dasha Fire.